Hi, in this Lightboard session we're going to talk about CloudHub architecture. So Mule is an application server. It needs some infrastructure to run. In the Amazon ecosystem, that's called an EC2 instance. That's a virtual machine that has a certain amount of CPU and a certain amount of memory available. Now, as far as the deployment model, when you have an application, you've got an EC2 instance, and sitting inside that you have Mule, the Mule runtime, and you'll have just one application per piece of infrastructure. Now, the reason for this is to keep the deployment model simple, and it makes things like maintenance and support a bit easier, because if this goes haywire, the only thing that is doing it is the application. Next up, in order to support down or zero downtime deployments, so deployments without outage, we have a load balancer sitting in front of wherever the client is. So the client talks to the load balancer, talks on port 443 for HTTP and port 80 for HTTP. So for HTTPS, 443 is going to go to 8082 and 8081 is the port for HTTP. Now the load balancer will make sure that it passes on the request to the appropriate port. And that's why your applications have to listen on port 8081 or 8082. Now, think about the scenario where you've got a new version of your app to deploy, or you've got a change to configuration. Now, rather than applying those over the top of the running server, which would incur an outage, the way that CloudHub orchestrates your deployments is to spin up a new EC2 instance with new version of Mule, new version of your app. Or it could be the same. You may just be updating the application and not the Mule instance. It could be that you're sizing up and down the instance. In that case, it triggers this same sort of deployment model. Now, when it is up and listening, it will get added into the load balancer. And then for a brief moment, you will have two instances with the application. It then takes out the original one, so that goes out of the equation, and you're left with just the new instance handling requests. And that's how, even with one worker, you end up with zero downtime deployments. And that's how CloudHub orchestrates the deployments, and that's the deployment model of your app to Mule to EC2 instance.